If you're an online fitness coach or you offer face-to-face coaching and you're building your social media presence and want to sell something directly through Instagram, TikTok, and so on, then let me tell you, there are certain types of content that are absolutely essential if you want to sell effectively. I'm not an influencer at all. Chasing trends isn't really for me, but selling through social media is a topic I'm deeply into, and it's what I teach to many coaches on Ekklo. And that's the goal of this video, to help you understand exactly what kind of content you should be posting on social media. Before we dive in, for those who don't know me, I'm Theo, co-founder of the Ekklo app. We help fitness coaches grow their business through an all-in-one app that handles programming, client tracking, body measurements, progress reports, payments, and more. We work with thousands of fitness coaches, whether they're online, hybrid, in-person, or doing home visits, it doesn't matter. And every coach has one very clear goal: to grow their presence on social media to find more clients easily. And today, we're going to look at the best types of content to create in 2026. Before we talk about content types, here's a classic mistake I often see. Just because you don't have a huge audience doesn't mean you can't make money. The most important thing on social media is having a highly qualified audience. Because let's be honest, there's no point in getting 1 million views if only 2 people are actually interested. Whereas if you create content for a qualified audience, you might only get 100 views, but at least 10 of them will be interested. Now, another classic mistake is posting aimlessly without really thinking it through. Posting a quote, a recipe, a program, or a workout. And I see so many people doing this. The problem with this kind of content is that it's great for getting likes and comments. But if your content doesn't have a clear purpose or a clear intention, then you simply won't see any conversions. What you need instead is a content ecosystem, much like a sales funnel. In 3 words: attract, reassure, convert. You'll never be able to attract random people who don't know you and get them to buy something immediately. You first have to provide value to these people and build trust. And once they have enough confidence in you, they'll buy, and that's what we're going to look at. Growing your account. The first type of content is very simple. It's about being discovered by new people. You definitely want more views and more followers who are qualified, of course. Because if you're starting from scratch, you need people to see your reels and your posts, but always keep that in mind. Here are concrete examples of content I'd create right now if I were a fitness coach. Reels with punchlines, impactful statements on specific topics, and YouTube videos on trending topics with high SEO search volume to be found more easily on Google and YouTube. Reaction videos. The goal here is to have positive reactions, of course. And finally, following Instagram trends. For instance, using trending music at the right time, formats that work, good hooks, and so on. It's simple, impactful, and super easy to set up. Because the more your content gets shared, the more views you get. It's as simple as that. And of course, the goal isn't to stress over the editing. That's not the point. The point of these reels isn't to have fancy editing or perfect cuts. We don't care about that. Honestly, that's secondary. The goal is for people who don't know you yet to be able to put a face to the account and know who you are. Now, let's say the limit of this format is that we'll bring in lots of views and prospects, but no customers yet. So currently, we're at the very top of the funnel. A lot of people discover your content, but very few actually make a purchase. And that's why we're going to look at the second step together. You have to prove your credibility. The second type of content I recommend is authority content. And that's what you should produce mostly as a sports coach. For example, on YouTube, Instagram, or LinkedIn, you should mostly talk about what you can do and implement for your clients. The goal here is clear: to prove your competence and your credibility. Why trust you and not someone else? And to do this, I've thought of several content ideas and examples to implement for authority content. We can post, for example, long videos explaining a complex topic like blood sugar, fat loss, or the female menstrual cycle. We could also make educational carousels about the client's problem. So for example, we could feature a client who lost motivation over the summer and how you got them back on track. Purely educational reels on Instagram. For instance, you can either repurpose your existing long-form YouTube videos into highly engaging Instagram shorts or reels, or you can take a very specific and highly relevant topic like female weight loss and make 3 or 4 detailed reels explaining symptoms and issues to reach, engage, and connect deeply with your target niche. And finally, stories about a question you received from a client. So you can just screenshot a WhatsApp message or a video from a client and answer their problem live, which will surely interest others with the same issues. The role of this content is really to reassure the prospect. We want prospects to think, this person knows what they're talking about, I can trust them. And so, through this authority content, the client either makes a purchase or continues to consume content. And of course, the limit of only doing authority content is that you'll be practically invisible. It's all well and good to show you're good, strong, and solve problems. But if no one sees your reels and solutions, it'll be tough for you. So it's really a structured system, a process to implement every single week. Now, we're starting to move down the funnel to the important third part, which is conversion content. The third type of content is super simple. It's about turning all your followers into customers. We'll have testimonials with before and afters, videos, photos, and physical transformations. We can also utilize Instagram stories to invite our clients to DM us about a particular challenge they are facing, or perhaps a highly personalized video message with a smooth transition to your offer. The role of this content, as you've guessed, is to build a bridge between your expertise and your offer. You must show every time that you can help, and above all, that you have a solution to all their problems. As with the two previous types of content, there's also a problem here. If you only make content to sell without offering value, you'll quickly be seen as too pushy. And that's why personally, on Ekklo, when I create my posts, reels, and stories, I never post every day. Come and discover Ekklo. We prefer educational carousels or even YouTube videos like the one I'm doing now. And of course, the idea of a story is to prompt action because a story and a post have a different dynamic. With a story, you're much closer to the content creator than with an Instagram post. Now that we've looked at the three types of content, where many coaches go wrong is not realizing that all content doesn't serve the same purpose. They'll post without any strategy behind it. One day a reel, one day a sale, one day a story, without anything being very structured. Here's what I often see with coaches who use the content system we've set up, but not in a funnel format. Sometimes I see too many coaches making too much visibility content with lots of views, but naturally, no money follows. Because as we saw at the start of the video, a lot of views doesn't necessarily mean a lot of money. We need the audience we create to be real clients who are interested in our service. Next, what I also see is many coaches who only produce authority content. It's credible, of course, but it's bound to be ignored. Tomorrow, you could tell everyone that you're the best. What matters most is the marketing. You have to make yourself known first. That's why you'll see coaches who aren't necessarily better than you, but they've understood one thing: attract a large audience to convert later. Or I also see coaches who only do conversion content. Because if I, for example, post a story every day saying, join my coaching program, I'll give you 1 month free. Join my coaching program and transform your body, then naturally it's perceived as being a very aggressive salesperson. And you really shouldn't do that. Overdoing one type of content will kill your Instagram account and your authority. What I recommend instead is to spread out your content strategy. Here's how I would distribute 100 pieces of content. First, we'd start with authority content. 70 pieces of content to provide value to your followers. Then 20 pieces to get discovered and 10 pieces to sell. And it's precisely with those 10 pieces of content that you must transform your followers into real ones. So there you go. I'm convinced that if you apply these three types of content right now, you'll definitely succeed in growing your business on social media. If you enjoyed the video, you can leave a little comment, a like, and subscribe. Also, you have a free 14-day trial on Ekklo to grow your business and deliver the best experience for your clients with sports programming, nutrition, and follow-up. And we'll see you in the next video.